Across this great nation, there is a culture of people who carry on a heritage. They have an intangible quality that can't be described, but it comes from deep within their hearts. They share an appreciation for the greatest things that come from Mother Earth. They watch over, understand, and care for the vast wilds of this great country. Fishing, hunting, and trapping are the foundations that Canada was built on. For over 2 centuries, we have taken to the woods and water to pursue wild game. Today, it's about conservation, preservation, and wildlife management. Whether you are a man or woman, fish or hunt, you should support sound wildlife management and proudly say, I am an angler and hunter. The Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters proudly presents Angler and Hunter Television. Brought to you by Canadian Tire, a proud partner of Angler and Hunter Television. Mercury Marine and Lund Boats. Yamaha ATVs. Winchester Ammunition. Browning Firearms. Suffolk's Fishing Line. Rapala. Camillus Knives. Excalibur Crossbows. And Yukon Gear.
As a hunter, I'm often asked, what's your favorite wild game to eat? Now, most hunters, including myself, will say moose or even caribou. However, harvesting a moose or a caribou is no easy task, and I would categorize those as a delicacy. But as far as game that's readily available and a little more practical to harvest,
That's probably the biggest bear I've ever shot.
I'd have to say black bear is at the top of my list. Yep, properly prepared bear meat in a stew, chili, roast, or even sausage is as good as it gets for me. Now, over the past few years since the spring season has been open in Ontario, I've been able to take some pretty impressive bears and fill my freezer with my favorite meat. This might be one of my most gratifying hunts ever. My go-to destination for spring bear is northwestern Ontario, with Glenn and Debbie Rivard of Thunder Bay. The Rivards have been instrumental in both setting up hunting locations as well as skinning and butchering my bears for the trip back to southern Ontario. This year, however, Debbie caught the fever and wanted to sit over a bait hoping to harvest her very first spring bear. The Rivards and myself set out to their camp, which is situated an hour northwest of Thunder Bay. The weather for the week was looking like it might be cold and wet. So with weather still cooperating, we made a quick run to top up the bait locations, then set up Debbie in a ground blind about 40 meters from a bait where I harvested my first Ontario spring bear. Bears have an incredible sense of smell, so any scent you may give off will be the first thing a bear detects and cause it to become ultra cautious. Often, a bear will circle an area well before you even know it's there, as it tries to catch wind of anything that might pose a threat, be it humans or other bears. And the second disadvantage is having to wear hunter orange when on the ground. This makes being still and concealed that much more important.
Sitting out here in a ground blind like this, it's been raining for a few days. The rain seems to have let up now. It's still damp out here. You want to have some good gear on so you can stay dry and sit longer. A couple of years ago I was out deer hunting and I was sitting kind of in a place like this. It was about 80 yards away is where I was watching, and I looked up and there was a bear over there. I never really thought that I had an interest in bear hunting or would want to shoot a bear, but I actually watched him for quite a while, and he was very interesting to watch, and decided then that I actually do want to bear hunt. I hunt deer, I hunt moose, I've hunted caribou, gone up to northern Quebec 4 times and hunted caribou, and bear is just a new addition. It's very exhilarating. I grew up in a family that never hunted never fished. My father didn't like hunting at all for no particular reason. Then I met my husband, and we grew up in southern Ontario, and he hunted rabbits every Saturday with his uncle. He encouraged me to come out and try it, and honestly, I wasn't sure I even wanted to do it. And I went with him. I started with rabbits and moved up to partridge and decided I wanted to start big game hunting. My husband never gave up on me. He always encouraged me. And here I am today, turkey hunting, big game hunting. He's my partner. He's who I go hunting with all the time.
This portion of Angler and Hunter Television brought to you by Yamaha ATVs.
We're hunting around the Thunder Bay area, and official sunset was at 9:53 today, so we can hunt quite late. So you want to get in and get set up, but right around 8 o'clock normally is when you can expect to start having some action. It could happen earlier, but for the most part, 8 o'clock seems to be the magic hour. In that pond down there, lots of times you see beaver swimming around and playing and just carrying on in the pond for hours on end sometimes. If you actually hear or see them slap their tails, that a lot of times means that there's a bear coming in, so you should be paying a lot more attention to the different trails you might see a bear come in on. I can make out a silhouette of a bear in there. He's circling around a bit. It's hard to tell how big, but he might be a shooter. He's just stood up. Doesn't seem to want to come in quite yet. Hey, I can't quite make him out. He's just in the green in there. I just got another glimpse of him in there. Oh, there he is. He seems really cautious. I think he's heading toward the barrel, but he's being really cautious. If I can get a good look at this bear, I might get a shot. He's a shooter for sure. He's moving around too much. He's just way too cautious still. I've been watching him a couple of minutes now and I don't see any cubs. There he goes. Lots of blood. Lots of blood right here. High up too. Look at the blood. Oh. There is lots of blood all the way. It's just tainted with blood the whole way down here. Oh. And there he is. There's my bear. All right. Whew. Wow. Oh my gosh. Look at him. Nice brown snout on him. But really, really thick fur. Well, it's time to get a tag on it, and I'm going to call the guys and let them know.
That is what makes bear hunting so exciting. Not only are you just mere feet away from such a magnificent game animal, but it also makes you utilize all the hunting skills required to be successful. Patience and good decision making on when to raise your rifle and knowing the right time to pull the trigger, which were the exact reasons Debbie had her very first spring black bear. It's one thing to spend an evening and sit for a few hours over a bait, but when wind and rain move in, it makes filming and hunting virtually impossible. Glenn and I did get out a few times between the downpours and wind, but there was very little action, and any bears that did come in didn't present shots at all. With this bad weather we've had, we haven't had a chance to hit the baits that much, but those barrels have all been lit clean.
Yeah, and it was nothing less than torrential rains yesterday, so we couldn't even get out and bait, let alone do a good hunt.
And as the last day in camp was upon us, I decided to hop on my Yamaha and make a mid-morning run to a stand for my last attempt at taking a bear for myself. And boy, am I glad I did. Within 20 minutes of getting set up, the rain showers returned, and I actually had to use a clear bag to cover the camera on my crossbow in order to keep filming.
I finally got a chance to get out and get into a tree. It's been so rainy. It's actually 10:30 in the morning. I rarely get out for bear in the morning. It's usually an evening thing. But we got this break in the weather. And you gotta take your chances when you get them. Like, we're going home this afternoon, so why not sit here, right, and give it a go. Here we go. Coming in here. Back on the left.
Minutes after fumbling to get the camera covered, this big sow came to the bait, and not far behind her, well, just watch.
There's something going on back there a little further. Here comes a bear. Here comes a bigger bear. He's actually stopped. I can't believe he just laid down right there. Come on. Oh my God, look at the size of that guy. Holy smokes, that's a good one. There, see, there's another bear way back over there. I hear it. Come on. He's leaving. Man. No. He's gone back up in there. I bet you there's two boars back there fighting over this sow. There he comes back again. Here we go.
This portion of Angler and Hunter Television brought to you by Winchester Ammunition.
To get the edge over the bears, Debbie used a Browning 308 with a Winchester Power Max bonded 150 grain cartridge. I used the new Excalibur Micro 355 crossbow, loaded with a 125 grain fixed blade broadhead. Yukon Gear Scent Factor Camo had us blending in and scent free. Rack Stacker's ITG It Takes Guts attractant had the bear's noses fooled, and my Camillus knife made for easy field dressing and preparation. The weather for this bear hunt had a falling barometer and winds out of the east. Light rain and cooling temps had the bears moving all day. By using the Scout Look app, we could watch the hourly forecast and plan our sits in the stand.
That's a boar and a sow. I got him. Wow. Incredible. Man. No, I don't know where that bear is, so I'm gonna put this on. If I knew where the bear was, I don't think I'd need it, but I didn't see where that bear went down. Yeah, I don't know where he is, so I'm gonna go find my arrow, make sure there's blood on it, and see if we can find some kind of a blood trail here. But I did see where he went in. He went right under me here. There it is. Look at that. That's one of the main reasons to shoot a Luminoc. Wow, look at that. Oh. I tell you what, the Micro 355 at I don't know, 15 yards, blazed through that bear. Look at, I mean, my broadhead's all dirt, but there's a blade broken off, blood all over it, wicked pass through. There's gonna be some blood up here. Oh yeah, look here. Oh yeah, there's lots of blood all along here, all the way to the creek. Wow. I tell you what, that is a bruiser. There's where I hit him. What a beauty. Look at the melon on that guy. I think the definition of luck is when preparedness and opportunity meet. That's when you're lucky, and all I can say is 2 years in a row here. I've obviously been pretty lucky, but the Excalibur made short work of them, and I'm gonna tag this bruiser and give Glenn and Debbie a call and tell them we're gonna have to do some bushwhacking, because we are down in some heavy rhubarb here, and this is not a small bear. Just incredible. Awesome. Oh, there. Wow. What a muzzle. Well, now he's legal. Done. Wow. This is a giant. I guess it pays off to go out hunting in the rain.
Closed captioning of Angler and Hunter Television is brought to you in part by Ontario Out of Doors Magazine. Angler and Hunter Television has been brought to you by Canadian Tire, Mercury Marine and Lund Boats, Yamaha ATVs, Winchester Ammunition, Browning Firearms, Suffolk's Fishing Line, Rapala, Camillus knives, Excalibur crossbows, and Yukon gear. For more information on the products used in this episode of Angler and Hunter Television, visit ahtv.com. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Remember, conserve and protect our great outdoors.